Just got out of the shower with this idea that I thought I better put down on video before I lose track of all the niceties. I watched this commercial the other day, and it showed gummy bears that you take for gummy laxatives. And I thought, wow, that's pretty spectacular. Here we are, this animal creature, and we have these remedies to help our animal cells. Not things that are medical science like surgery or radiation therapy or genetics or anything like that, but just little remedies that we can take, like chewing bark because it has aspirin in it or something. Then I started thinking, well, animals, we're all alike. Even the other animals that are populating the planet, they also have remedies that they need. For example, you've seen cats chewing on grass, right? Okay, helps them throw up so they get rid of something in their stomachs. And I know that there are critters out there that when they get sick, they chew on certain herbs that help them get better, and they go after salt licks. They know how to do that. Or some of them, even when they're going to eat a plant that would normally be poisonous, right after or right before, they have another plant as well that prevents it from being toxic. But they don't know that. How do they know that? They can't know that. It's all part of instinct. So I started thinking, where does instinct come from? How does that happen within us? And it occurred to me, in the animal world, you have these birds that make these magnificent nests. Some of them look like incredibly huge constructions. And years ago I was thinking, they probably don't even know what they're doing. They just have this urge, oh, that looks like a lovely twig. I think I'll pick it up. Oh, wow, I've got this twig. Suddenly I decide I'd like to fly up and put it over there in that tree. Another nice twig, and they keep going back and forth until they've built this amazing construct that may have Fibonacci spirals in it, or look like towers that were built by humans intentionally for things, but the bird maybe didn't even know it was building a nest. In fact, maybe it had no idea that it was constructing anything. It just had one drive after another, an emotional attraction or a repulsion, a revulsion to something that led it to end up constructing something that generation after generation they keep making exactly the same darn patterns that slowly evolve over time to match the environment, which is a whole nother discussion. But in terms of instinct, well, if animals have instincts that make them do things like that, then obviously us being animals, because we need gummy laxatives, we also need remedies, we probably also have instincts, right? But we don't think we do because we've got a conscious mind. We are aware if we're doing something by some drive, and we don't feel those drives. We don't feel like we're acting on instinct. We feel like everything we do is a consideration, something that we are thinking about, and we plan it out, and we make a decision, and we do it. But the issue is that I wonder if for animals, that not only do they not know what they're doing, but maybe there's something in instinct that in fact prevents them from seeing that they're building anything. In the show Westworld, they show a photograph of something that shows modern people in a modern setting that isn't Westworld, and they show the photograph to the hosts, who then say, doesn't look like anything to me. They've been programmed not to see the truth of what's out there. They have filters that are built in, and not just filters that come from experience where you become desensitized to something. At an instinctual level, perhaps these birds never even are able to see that a nest exists. They don't even see it. Perhaps they're blocked from it. They have a blind spot. All they do is they act by instinct and are drawn to do things by their passions, by their emotions. And if people are the same way, then inside ourselves, we may be constructing all kinds of things that none of us can see. There may be patterns out there that are invisible to us all because we have the same mental blocks that are put in by our instincts. Perhaps one of those is to even recognize that you have instinct. Perhaps the creatures that don't see that they have instincts are the ones who most effectively follow or pursue what their instincts would have them do, which comes from trial and error through evolution and survival of the fittest, and ultimately we are here because we are unable to see that we even have instincts. So now the question becomes, coming full circle or perhaps full spiral to a point near where we started, if we have gummy laxatives as a remedy for when we are stuck up in a physical world, perhaps what we really need is some sort of laxative to stop our mental constipation and get our thoughts flowing freely again so that we can actually see what instincts are driving us. And maybe if we did, we'd find a way to build an even better world and pursue happiness more successfully on our own as individuals. That's off on a tangent for today.